The great thing about Yolsk is that you can use it all of the time. So anytime that you think you're thinking about working on a goal and then you suddenly become aware of an obstacle which you haven't previously been aware of, then you can go back into Yolsk and use it to help you to work out how you're going to overcome that obstacle. So having this in place just reminds you that there are things you need to do. So with this example goal, you've started work on it, you've started work on the actions that you've set and to get the resources which you know you have, and then you hit your first obstacle. So what you would do is you would go into this and add the detail about the obstacle that you have just hit. Okay, so you'd write that all down, and while you're writing it down, you know, your subconscious is thinking about it. Okay, and maybe there's, whilst you've written that one down, you've also then thought of another one. Okay, but in this example, we're just going to address one obstacle. Okay, so you've written down the detail of that particular obstacle, and now you need to think about how you're going to resolve it. So you would then click to go and look at what you can do. So then Yolsk is next asking you to write down one or more action you can take to overcome this obstacle. So you know that you need to add your first item. Now you might not be 100% sure of what the action could be, so it might just be a possible action. You might not even be sure of any possible action, so maybe the action you need to take is to research how to overcome this obstacle. Okay, or maybe there is another action which you thinking is a possible action as well. So then you put a second possible action in. Okay, now you could create this list of different things that you think that you can do to help you to overcome the obstacle that you've noticed. So then what you might then want to do, because there's a little bit of trial and error involved here, you might also want to add the action to review progress with this obstacle. Okay, so just through sort of sitting and using Yolsk to help you to work out how you're going to overcome the obstacle, you can put in some of the options as to how you'll do it, and a reminder that you need to actually address this and make sure that this is definitely working. So once you put all these in, you'll then need to save that, and the next thing you'll need to do is to go to your actions, because that little list that you've created of your possible ways of overcoming those actions, you'll then need to go into each one and add the detail in terms of when you want to have completed the action by and when you want the reminder. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to set the reminder for the reviewing your progress with the obstacle. So let's say you want to review your progress in 2 weeks' time. So you pick the date. It's not a recurring action, but I'm going to say that it is, just in case when I do come to review it, it turns out that it's not completed yet and there's some other actions. So I'm going to set up to remind me fortnightly and on the day, and this isn't a particularly difficult action, so that's fine. I'm just going to click that's easy, and I'm going to save that. So in summary, when you're working through the goals you've set within Yolsk, when you notice that you have an obstacle which you've hit that you don't really know how to address, when you go into the obstacles, you write the obstacle out, and then the actions to resolve the obstacle, you can list some possible ideas, or you might list to research it, and then you definitely need to list to review it. Okay, you put all of those things in, you set your reminders to do that, and then you are making progress in overcoming the obstacle which is in the way of achieving your goal. Of course, there might just be an alternative course of action that you could work on as well. Okay, hopefully that is